Hello. How's everything?
Everything is going fine. Welcome to the OneShot run. I'm Cocoamowz. Behind me is Lori Bunnykins. I can't actually hear her mic, but you know, that's fine.
Is that working?
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh.
Hey.
Hello there.
Hi.
All right.
I should move over because I'm like half off.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. We'll fix that for you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll just get in my comfy corner then.
It's all good. We'll fix it in the editing room. No problem.
All right.
Sounds good.
Are we good to go?
Well, on your mark, yeah.
All right, cool. So, time starts when I say time, I guess.
Yeah, when we gain control of the character, which is, we have a few tutorial screens.
I just want to say before we get started that thank you very much for everyone who submitted. Coco, I know you're opening the marathon. Sometimes it could be a little bit nerve-wracking, but
Yeah.
I mean, your game is called OneShot, which is essentially what NoReset means. So I'm sure everything's going to be fine.
Oh yeah, everything's gonna be just fine. This game is gonna be just fine.
There we go. So I'm ready for time on your mark.
All right. It's not until we get past these few lines of dialogue from the character.
Okay.
Once we get out of bed, time starts.
There we go.
And go.
All right.
All right.
Starting off as house. Nobody likes house. All right. So that's the first bit of luck in the run is the code. When you are going to every code in this game, well, not every, there's 2 codes in this game that are random, and you have to check them, and sometimes they can not be what you want. That one, for example, there was a lot of inputs. You can't choose by number. You have to scroll up or down manually from 0. So you usually want numbers more like 1 or 9, 2 or 8. You don't want to see things like between 3 through 7. Those are usually just not good, and that code had a lot of them.
The worst number you can get is probably 5.
It is 5, yeah. The one advantage to 5 is it doesn't matter which way you scroll.
Yeah. Lori, do you know what this strange thing is that we're picking up right now?
No. Never seen it before.
Yeah, me either. I think it's some sort of light bulb.
I think I had one burn out recently. I could use that.
Oh, shoot. Huh, it fits in this key slot. Weird.
It's in this key slot. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
At least we're done with house.
Yeah.
Nobody likes house.
Yeah, no one likes house.
It's stinky.
Specifically because of all of the RNG at the beginning of the run. A lot of the runners for OneShot reset in that specific part.
Yeah, it's very easy to mismenu that code that I mentioned.
Sadly, yeah.
Because you're trying to menu it like really fast.
Yeah.
But once we get outside, we get fast traveling, which is insanely useful. If we've visited an area before, we're able to fast travel to it back at any time. And this is a game where we're going to be seeing a lot of the same areas, and there's also a little trick with fast traveling we'll get to a little bit after cutscenes we're about to get into. One thing to mention about cutscenes is that in a patch that happened around the summer, we have an automatic mashing button. So Coco is just holding down a key, and the text is going by instant, which is good for our hands.
Absolutely.
You'd think, like, usually, you know, you just... And here's an intended game close. This game develops the characters a lot through the 4th wall. So one thing in that is the character has to sleep once per area and have these dreams that you talk about. We're going to use some of that game closing stuff to our advantage later on, but for a while, we really just kind of have to do what the game tells us. But going back to the mashing, there was a period in between our normal method of mashing, which is just pressing keys as fast as possible, and the now automatic mashing that we have, where what we had to do was we had to map confirm and cancel to an analog stick and rotate the analog stick. That wasn't fun.
Yeah, it was not.
But fortunately, yeah, with that, cutscenes are now super quick. Mashing is as fast as it can get. So right here is an example of what we call a super fast travel. What happens with these is, I mentioned how fast traveling works. Sometimes it's faster to get to a certain point on a screen by fast traveling off of it and back on. And that just gets you to whatever the fast travel point is in the screen a little bit faster. And that saves up time over the run.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I was just explaining stuff. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Well, this is a good time for one, I think.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. So we got a couple donations that came in. We have a $10.29 donation by Kaz, who says, "Hey Coco, good luck on the run. Hopefully your remote code matches the digits of my donation amount."
Thank you, Kaz.
Then we have a $100 donation by Ziggy, who
Oh
says,
my goodness. Hi, Ziggy.
"Hi Ziggy," who says, "Here's to all those streams of drinking candles and bad puns finally paying off. Good luck and don't worry, Bugaboo. You got this. Yug
Thanks,
love,
Ziggy.
Coco AM, one candle, Yug Pizu." So, I'm gonna need answers. I got so
explain
many
later.
questions.
I can explain.
Speaking of explaining stuff, so right there we put a battery and a generator in order to, oh my god. We put a battery in a generator, and we had to do a lot of item combination. If you've ever played like a survival horror like Silent Hill or something, there it kind of has like that item combination system in order to solve puzzles. And that is probably the worst safe code I've ever seen. Marathon luck.
We expected this.
You've gotten no good codes today.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So what happens is what we usually like to do to, you know, not have to open the menu too much is we'll do, if we have to like make a certain item to proceed in a puzzle, we'll do it all in one big section. So for the first half of Barons, you saw Coco get a bunch of items, and then right before we needed the battery, we did all the stuff we needed to do to get the battery from it. And that left us where we are now.
You can probably read a few more.
Yeah, we're just getting items again.
I really enjoy the music in this game. It's very relaxing to listen to. It's one of the this is one of the games that I speedrun that I don't really get tired of the music after listening to it for a long time.
Yeah, I can definitely think of games where I'm just like, I want this song to end, and this is never one of them.
Go for it.
All right, so we got even more donations that came in. We have a $5 donation by Bag Milk Makuda, who says, "Bailey wanted me to tell you that it's not your fault." And then there's a $10 donation by Gambi the Fourth, who says, "Wear the light bulb as a hat. It'll make Nico lightheaded." I just want to say I love you, Gambi, right now. I approve of this pun. I do. I really do.
There we go.
That's my cousin, by the way. Hi, Jack. So right here, this little robot is stuck and they cannot move. So we combined a bunch of items in order to de-rust him and make him able to move again.
Yeah, but now he doesn't know where he's going, so we have to go get this item. This is a key item, so I guess a little bit of spoilers for later in the run, but the gist of this game is you need to reach the final area by having 3 of these major items, and the amber we just got from Silver is the first of those items. So every area, all 3 areas before the end of the game have an item like that, and they're usually vital in directly leaving. So like this amber is what lets the robot remember where to go.
And now we're out of the first area.
Yeah. That was a good Barons.
It was. Oh my goodness.
Except for the code.
Yeah, the code was
Oh
not
my
good.
goodness. I saw the code as soon as it popped up, and I was just like, what is this?
It's marathon luck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good thing the luck is almost done. There's one more thing.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Wait, what's the other? Oh, right. Never mind.
3.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Trying to forget.
Oh, man.
Understandable. So this is my favorite area in the game. This is the Glen. It's green. I really like the color green. But on top of that, it's like a, you know, the plains-like area. There's a lot of like open grass and there's a forest and stuff. It's very nice. Also, this song is really good. And it also, I'm going to keep going on, it also has my favorite characters in the game.
Same here.
Which is the bird sibling. So this is Cocoamowz, who is looking for his lost sister. No idea where she is. We know where she is. We've played this game before, I think.
Have we? Have we really?
Have I? I'm not sure.
Oh, of course, of course. So that robot is not on a set path, so they can move around wherever. So there's a chance that the robot has a can get in your way and block your path. So I tried to predict its movements there, and it stopped me.
Yeah. That robot in particular gets a lot of flack. It always moves down right into you. Like, it seems to do that a lot. But then whether it'll just stay there, move to the side, or move back up, you know, you don't know what it'll do, or if it'll move down again. Usually you hope it just doesn't move down at all, but, like, it's a minor time loss, so we don't reset over it.
Yeah.
We have bigger things to reset over.
Right. Like later in the run.
That's why I made the save.
So now, since what happened just there is that we gave up the light bulb we mentioned earlier. That's actually the sun of this world. There is a story to this game. Unfortunately, we're skipping over most of it. We just gave the sun to this, I call her the Vine Lady. I forgot what her actual name is.
Maize.
Maize, right.
The Spanish word for corn.
Lori, I'm handing it over to you. I need to do this real fast.
Okay, so the computer that we've talked to twice, that was really good.
Thank you.
The computer that we've talked to twice before, they usually give us this puzzle that is, we have to access it somewhere out of the game. So, like, for example, that safe code that we got is actually a folder in this computer's documents right now with the code in it. After that one, though, there's no more luck-based puzzle. So we know that solution, so we can just kind of step on the specific tiles there. And here's Alula. Here is the sister that Cocoamowz was looking for. And what do you do once you save someone's sister from the ruins?
You take them to herd rams.
Yeah. Doesn't that sound fun? Okay.
This is the best puzzle in the game, hands down.
I'm just gonna...
Go ahead.
I don't think I've ever seen that solution before.
I think that's a new solution by that Gigo found.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know Gigo found one. Shout out to Gigo, by the way. Showed up like a month ago or so and has saved like at least 10 seconds on routing already in the past month, which is kind of insane because a lot of the time we're very stubborn on routes.
Yeah.
We have community members that we appropriately call boomers who refuse to switch to routes even though their routes are garbage. I know who I'm talking to, and who I'm talking to knows I'm talking to them.
But yeah, major shout-outs and lot of credit to Gigo, who just slammed the door down to the OneShot community and was like, hey, here's better ways to do things. Y'all walk too much, basically.
Yeah, that was it. The route that you saw back in the Barrens is, like, again, only a month old, and we had been doing it basically the same way for, how long have I been running this game? 2.5 years? So, and there were people before me, so longer than that, we've been doing it basically opposite how Coco did it in this run.
Yeah.
So that one is kind of, like, crazy. A lot of people have contributed things to this game, whether it be just, like, small strats or, you know, routes like that. Fun fact, I think the only person who hasn't, like, straight up found anything might just be me.
And me.
I mean, you were apparently doing Steam Shim before everyone else.
Oh, that's true.
But I don't know.
Do you want to explain what that is?
Okay, so you notice we're closing the game and reopening it. I mentioned why earlier. It's going really fast. So instead of just launching the game through Steam, because this version of the game is only accessible on Steam, instead we're using a file in the folder called Steam Shim that acts as if the game was not connected to Steam. I don't exactly know what Steam Shim is, but basically it lets the game load up faster.
I thought there might be like a faster way to launch the game instead of doing it through Steam, so I kind of went into the way I found it was I found it in the properties folder of the game, and I'm like, oh, I can just do this. And I thought that was a well-known fact. Apparently it wasn't. No,
Geo had to find that one out, and you were just like, oh, I do that. Yeah, I know in Undertale, I run that. You can increase your loads by just like deleting a folder to disconnect the game from Steam entirely, but no, we don't do that here. We just use a file. And this is the refuge. This is the third major area in the game, and this one is split up into 2 parts as well, kind of like what the Barons had the gas mask, but this one is more noticeably in 2 parts. You have the sky and the ground, so we need to get to the ground, but the ground elevator is broken. So...
This is a lamplighter, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
They say, hey, the elevator is broken, and that's our problem now, so we're going to help them fix it.
I mean, to be fair, we're God.
That's true.
So, like, a lot of things are our problem.
True. Actually, do you want to give more context behind the whole God thing?
Okay, so, we have the light bulb back. I didn't... There we go. So, in the story of this game, Nico's journey is because Nico is kind of like a messiah that's supposed to save the world. And a messiah, the god that Nico's being guided by, is Coco, the player.
That's me.
Or if you're playing the game, you.
You are the god.
Yeah. Which is where the fourth wall idea kind of comes from, is, you know, Nico's the only person that can talk to you. So you can build up a connection with Nico that you really can't with any other character in the game, even though Nico's not my favorite character. But that kind of, you know, lets everything happen. So we're not directly controlling Nico. We're just kind of like suggesting, hey, Nico, do this. But it's not like, but Nico like listens to us. It's not like Pac-Man 2, where you just kind of like, hey, go here. And Pac-Man's like, I'm gonna get angry, throw milk at somebody, and then walk the other way. I still can't believe that's a game.
I can't either, honestly.
I know people who run that.
Really?
Yes.
That's news to me.
Regardless, so the button to the elevator is magnetic. So we have, what do we have?
We have magnets.
Fridge magnets.
Yeah, that we just stole from an apartment. It's fine. It's not like anyone's gonna miss them.
Yeah. And then we gotta tape them together. This tape dispenser is bolted to the table because apparently people try and steal tape dispensers in one-shot land.
I mean,
I just have one. Like, just get a tape dispenser.
I've stolen a tape dispenser from my mom. Sorry, Mom.
I mean,
in the
okay,
audience.
technically, the tape dispenser that I have, I stole from, like, a dresser in my mom's room, but, like, she wasn't using it. It wasn't on her desk. I don't think my mom is listening. I forgot to link her the stream.
Oops.
It's okay. I'll remember. Hopefully on Sunday. So this elevator, there are going to be 2 options here. There's going to be a couple of things we can talk about, or you can wait in awkward silence in the elevator.
Which costs 20 seconds.
Yeah, which is what you're probably supposed to do in an elevator. But talking about every dialogue option ends the elevator instantly, and it's, yeah, 20 seconds.
Unlike in real life, small talk goes faster here.
Yeah.
So right here, we're going up to this specific part of the this area to store a fast travel for later, which we're going to use in about 5-ish seconds.
Yeah, it's kind of like we're super fast traveling to the library, but we're going to take the time in between to go to Vendor Street so we can fast travel there after we're done in the library. With the library, you're supposed to talk to this robot to talk about how to get a library card, take several minutes getting a library card, and then come back with it to get to the back of the library.
Oh my goodness.
Nice. Let's see. 6. Okay.
Nice.
So what happened there? We've been talking about closing the game with the beds. There is a way to close the game. in the original version of OneShot that is not on Steam, if you close the game without using a bed, Nico would die, and you would not be able to play the game again without going into a bunch of your files. Since you paid money to play the game on Steam, that is a bad idea. So Nico just kind of gets scared. So it's not like banned to do. It doesn't like kill Nico, but it's very discouraged to do so. However, we can abuse that. If we're in the middle of walking onto a tile and then close the game and reopen it, that cutscene of Nico getting scared will play over whatever cutscene is on that tile. And it doesn't have too many applications because sometimes closing and reopening the game is just slower than watching the cutscene. But in this situation, the cutscene has a trigger that pushes you backwards. So by doing this glitch on this tile and skipping this cutscene, we don't have to do anything to get into the back of the library, and it saves multiple minutes.
I was so scared I was going to soft lock both ways.
Yeah, there is a soft lock there. It's like frame perfect and horrible, but it didn't happen, so I don't need to go into it. We can read a donation, I guess.
All right, so we got a $1 donation by Yisk, who says, shout-outs to the guy that found Steam Shim and actually told people about it, and also isn't Geo. Love you both. Go fast.
What?
And,
wait, it was Geo.
man, I'm just a messenger.
Yeah,
you know?
I know.
I mean, don't.
You're not the person I'm throwing hands with. Don't worry.
So we got also a $20 donation by Cocoamowz, who says, so glad to be here for your run today. You're impressive.
Thank you.
So now we're in the tower.
Our connection with Nico has apparently been cut.
Yeah. So George, the person we skipped to at the back of the library, the reason why that library skip works is because George is the third person, or where you get the third golden item. So, also the light bulb is gone again. So getting those 3 golden items and then closing the game in the tower lets you into the tower where our connection is cut. Do you want me to go into the story here while you do this section?
Sure, I'm not going to be talking.
Okay, so your connection with Nico has been cut. Nico is currently talking to a character called the Entity, which is created by kind of the structure of the world called the World Machine, which is personified by your computer that you're using to play the game on. The Entity is worried about Nico, to say the least, because Nico is integral to the ending, being the main character of the game and all. And this whole game, we've been in the motivation of if we are able to return the sun to the top of the tower, we can get Nico home, because this is not where Nico lives. This is not the world that Nico lives in. That is actually a lie. You cannot do both. And Nico, so the Entity is trying to stop Nico by preventing the player from going to the top of the tower, because then we'd realize we have to make a choice. Using a file in the like the game files called, we call it Clover because it's just an image of a clover, and Clover's kind of like the imagery here, but it's called like underscore. It's a couple underscores. The author, who is the creator of the world, is communicating with God directly, so you can't communicate with Nico. But the author is communicating with you and basically telling you as Nico is going through here, you know, everything I just said, how you can't actually save both Nico and the world, and you're going to have to choose. And you're going to have to tell Nico that before you get to the top. Otherwise, Nico will unknowingly just, like, die as soon as the world is saved. This is supposed to create a choice, which is, I cried. But the tower is kind of just like this puzzle section that happens while all of this is going on. That Clover file usually gives you guides to each of these solutions, but Coco knows them, so we were able to get through. That was pretty good. That last puzzle in particular, the light bulb, can be terrible to go through if you take a misstep, because then you can be in a like back and forth of trying to like, you know, light up a tile, but then you accidentally lit up a tile you didn't want. So you unlight up that tile, and then you end up lighting a tile you don't want, or unlighting a tile that you do want. If we do that glitch again where we quit to skip a cutscene when we're transitioning onto these stairs, the game doesn't properly put us into the stair state, and it puts us out of bounds. It just ruins our collision, and it keeps our collision as normal, but that's not a wall, and it never resets our collision. So our collision's just kind of gone. And we can walk out of bounds for the rest of the game. Unfortunately, the only place we can do this is at the very end of the game. So, we just...
Sorry, go on.
We just have this elevator, and then the game's gonna be over.
Time's coming up, by the way.
Yeah, time's gonna be coming up when we pick an ending. Do you know what ending you're picking?
Yeah, I'm picking Save Nico.
Okay.
Also, I'm on PB pace.
Oh yeah, you are. So we're picking Save Nico. So get ready on time.
Save Nico as soon as I make the selection. Time now.
Now.
That is a PB.
That's a PB, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
That's your first 23, isn't it?
Yeah, that is my first
Yeah.
23.
Let's go.
First run of the marathon, first
PB.
23.
Not the first 23 ever, but
Well, her first
Coco's
23, I
mean.
first which is still very important. That puts you, like, I want to say third place or
Does
something.
it? Oh my gosh.
I will double check.
Okay.
Where did I put my phone? That's a question. Yeah, I need to look for my phone for a second.
Go for it. I'm gonna send Nico home.
That's a good idea.
There they go.
Hello? There it is. Okay.
I do want to give a shout out to the OneShot community. Y'all have been extremely lovely. I've actually been in and out of the OneShot community since 2017. I didn't have a good enough computer to run OneShot back then and also run OBS so I could speed run, but I recently got back into it in February, and the OneShot community has been nothing but kind and supportive, and I really do appreciate that. It's been very healthy to be a part of that community. I really do appreciate you all. So,
Yeah,
thank you.
and I personally, I've been in the community. I'm one of the oldest people that's still active. I started in April of 2017, and this game is, I played it. It immediately meant so much to me, and this game, even still 2.5 years later, means just so much to me. And I can't ask for like a better of community of people to think of when I think of this game. So
I completely agree.
And I can vouch for that because I've been monitoring chat the whole time, and honestly, everyone was behind you and just, supporting you. This was a very wholesome chat. So
Okay.
big shout outs to Twitch chat as well and the whole OneShot community. Thank you, Coco, for your run. It was actually amazing. That was a good way to start the marathon. It is indeed, with the soundtrack and everything, a very relaxing game. Gets you into it's a feel-good game. And I'm really happy we had you with us to open the marathon.
Thank you very much.
Laurie will be seeing you later in the weekend as well.
I'm on Sunday morning. And also, checking the boards, you aren't third. You are 1 second off of Plank. So you're fourth.
Fine by me.
You still have a George badge.
That's true.
That's so,
And I'm still 10th.
everyone, let's hear it one more time for Cocoamowz and Laurie.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
All right. So coming up next, we have Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg with Fargo 66, any % on GameCube. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.